Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with the birthday card using some new Cricut cartridges. I made this card for my dear friend who is also my crafting buddy. She goes with me to all the crafting fairs. We go to Hobby Lobby together, Michael's and Joann's. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up the supplies so we can get started making the card. So now, my card measures 5 inches by 5 inches, and this is some of the textured cardstock that I got at Joann's. And I've gone ahead and inked my edges using the Stampin' Up! Cameo Coral. My girlfriend, she really loves the color coral, and I hope I did it justice by picking out this color. We do a lot of our shopping together for our crafts, and she's the one that goes with me all the time when we are looking for those good deals that I tell everybody about. So now let's go ahead and add the top layer, and my top layer measures 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I've gone ahead and done some ruffled loops down here at the bottom, and I've used the Hug and Snug seam binding that I picked up online, and I heard about this from another YouTuber, Creations with Christina, and I'll put a link to her video on how she uses this and how she's also taken it and dyed it, and that's what I'm going to be doing also. But since my card was this color, I decided to go ahead and just leave it the same color. It's better to just get an off-white or a white, and then you can go ahead and dye it. Use your Glimmer Mist, your Stampin' Up! Inks, or any of your inks, and color it the color that you want. So, and I picked this up at a website called zipperstop.com. And I'll also put the link up here somewhere in the video. So now, before I go ahead and lay this down, and I have inked the edges again with the Cameo Coral Stampin' Up! Ink, I want to go ahead and add my happy birthday. So now, this happy birthday comes from my dynamic die that I picked up on the big CHA haul that I did. And this worked out perfect because once I laid everything out on my card, I didn't have any place to put the happy birthday. So this die is called a file tab. So what I'm going to do is just slide it up underneath here, like so, and then I'll have room to put the rest of my embellishments on top. So before we go ahead and adhere the top layer to the card, I'm going to go ahead and add that happy birthday. So I want to get some tape, and I'm going to use my combo adhesive for this. And this time we're putting the tape right on the front where I have my stamped image. And my happy birthday is from the My Pink Stamper set that's called Family and Friends. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this down, and then I'm going to line my paper up so that I get that right in the middle, like so. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and add our top layer to our card. And this is okay that it's going to go over because it's going to sit like that, like so. So let's go ahead and get some tape on here. And actually I'm going to lay it that way. And I'm going to use my my ATG gun for this. And I'm going to make sure I get some tape all the way around on the edges. And not on my finger. And then we're going to run some tape down in the middle. And I have to remember not to get any tape up there at the top of where I have my tab. So now we can just go ahead and line this up and lay this down on our card, like so. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add our frame. Now my frame is from the new Stampin' Up, the new Cricut cartridge called Fancy Frames. And this, I got this at Joann's, and I cut the frame at 2 3/4 inches. And I've just used some off-white cardstock to cut this out. And then I used my Copic marker, R32, the peach. And I also am now using, when I don't have the cardstock color that I want, I heard about from Margaret's Craft the Copic air can system, and it looks like this. So what you can do is you can put your Copic marker, let's see, I'm going to get this side, and you stick your Copic marker in here, and then you connect the two cans. One goes in here and connects with this, and then the other one goes here and you connect it to the can, and then you can airbrush. So that's what I did for this, for the frame. And I'll put a link to Margaret's Crafts video where she talks about the Copic air system and how she uses it to color or airbrush her flowers that she makes. So she cuts all of her flowers out now in white or off-white, and then she uses this Copic system. So I'm finding that I really like that, so I think I'm going to have to invest in a air compressor. The can lasts pretty long. It depends on how much you use it, but I think I'm going to be getting an air compressor. So now, let's go ahead and I'll show you which key that is, or which one I cut out. So it's the one I cut out is called Frame 12, and it's this one right here, and it is key number 22 on your layout, which would be this one right here. So then on my Gypsy, I cut this out at 2 3/4 inches. And let me go to that cartridge. So it looks like this. So now I want to go ahead and line this up and lay it down. And I think what I'm going to do for this one is I was going to pop this up, but because my flower is popped up, I'm not going to. I'm going to take my two-way zig pen and get some glue on here and just go ahead and lay this down. And I'm kind of just dotting the glue everywhere. And I probably should have put down my mat because I'm getting this glue on my cutting mat, but that's okay. I can clean it up later. So I'm just dotting it and getting as much glue as I can on everywhere. Okay, so now I'm ready to go ahead and lay the frame down. So I kind of want to get this centered and have it about right there. And then I'm just going to press down. So now the next thing I'm going to go ahead and add is I'm going to go ahead and add my flower. Now the flower is from the new cartridge set called Flower Shop. I really like this cartridge, and now that I have this, I probably will not buy any more flowers, but I'm going to have to use up all those recollection flowers that I bought previously. But after that, I'll be making my own flowers. So the flower that I made is on page 21, and it's this one right here. So what I've cut out is the Mum 3, the Mum 4, the Mum 2, and the Mum 1. So I'll go over what I cut each one out. The Mum 3 I cut out at 2 inches, and that is key number 30. So let's go to that cartridge. So that would be this key right here. And what I did was I cut everything out in the cream color cardstock, and then I used my Copic markers again, the R32 Peach, and I used the R20 Blush. And once again, I used the Copic air can system. So let me show you what that looked like, the flower looked like. I'm telling you all about what I cut, and I'm not showing you the flower. So this is the flower. So this is the Mum 3 here. So what I've done is I've cut out 10 of the Mum 3, and then I glued them to a 1-inch circle using my EK Success 1-inch, sorry for the glare, circle punch. And I laid those out after I colored it, and then I kind of just took and bent the edges up so it would curl just a little bit. And then the next one that I cut out was the Mum 4, and the Mum 4 I cut out at 1 3/4 inches, and that is key number 40, which looks like this. So that would be this flower right here, and this time I didn't color at all, I just left it the off-white. And then my next flower I cut out was the Mum 2, and the Mum 2 I cut at 1 1/2 inches, and that is key number 20, which looks like this. And that would be the one in right here. And this one I colored a little bit darker, or airbrushed it a little bit darker, so it would be just a little slightly more pinkish coral than the others. And then the one in the middle, this one is my favorite, is the Mum 1, and that is key number 9, or key number 10, which is this one right here. And I cut that at 1 1/4 inches. So then once I had everything cut out, I began to stack the layers. And to create the Mum, I used my quilling tool to go ahead and create the Mum. This is my quilling tool. And Christina, Creations with Christina, she's done a tutorial on how to do some of the flowers from this cartridge. And if I get enough requests, I will show how to do some of the flowers as well. And I can show how I made this one and put it together. But rather than have you watch me do that, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what I did. And then if I have any requests, I will go ahead and do a video on that particular cartridge. So I've gone ahead and popped it up using some foam tape. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the backing. And then I'm going to add my flower right in the center, like so. Okay, so now what I want to go ahead and do is I want to go ahead and add my bow. And I used the Hug and Snug seam binding again. And I used my Bow Easy to make the bow. And this time I used the 1 1/4 inch size. And so I want to have my bow right there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue . . some glue to the back of the bow and put the bow down like so. Okay, so now the last thing I want to add on the front of the card is I'm going to add some of the pearls that I picked up on that haul from CHA. And I just want to put some pearls over here on the side. So I got a new tweezer set, so I'm going to try this to adhere my pearls down. And I'm just eyeballing this. I'm not measuring what size or where they should go. So there. And I think I want to add just one pearl in the middle of the bow. Right there. And that one we may have to use and put some, actually it's staying pretty good, so I might not have to use the glue gun. And then I'm going to take some of these little small ones, and let's hope we can do this. Or I can do this. I don't know why I keep saying we. It's not like you're here with me making this card. Okay, so I really like these tweezers. I picked these up at our local state fair, and I really like them. They actually pick up and grab very well. And I think that's it. That's all I'm going to add. Okay, so there we are. There is the front of the card. So now let's go ahead and add our sentiment in the inside. Okay. So my sentiment I've cut out using my Spellbinders die, and this is the Fleur de Lure Spellbinders die. It's this size. And I've taken and used once again my Fisker's Make-A-Wish quotes, and the quote that I picked was, "And in the end, it's not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years." So I'm going to go ahead and get some tape on here, and as you can see, I stamped it on the back too, because initially my card was going to go this way, and then I changed it to make it go this way instead. So I figure, you know, why waste the cardstock? This is going to be on the other side. So let's get out the tape and get some tape on here. And I'm not going to try to put any tape on the edges, because I think this will be okay as long as I have the tape in the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. So that's it. That's my birthday card for my close and dear friend who's also my crafting buddy. Happy birthday, Elizabeth. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.